We here at the Joey Show specifically are here to uncover conspiracies.
Well.
Hey, you Mormon.
Oh, dude, they're not.
Yeah, you Mormon. You gold collecting deep state. Look, Shawn Gardini, thanks so much for doing it. I just want to say my heart goes out to you, dude.
Why?
I just want to give you my heart, dude. I want to throw you my heart in the same way that Elon did. What do you think that was?
I don't know. I think it was a mistake. I was talking about it. He gets the zoomies every time he goes on stage for like a Trump thing.
Yeah,
So I think he was just too excited.
He should not be allowed on stage in front of a lot of people, I feel like.
Yeah, Barron's way better than him. Barron mogged him yesterday, dude. Did you see those videos?
No.
Was just Elon being like, and Barron's just standing there like frowning, staring off into the distance.
I saw that they were having, I think the way that it was phrased in the tweet that I saw was an autism off.
Yeah, but that's rude. I don't like that.
You don't like that?
No.
You think that's rude?
I think that's rude, yeah.
Yeah. What would you call it?
I would just call it two different guys having fun in their own way.
Isn't Elon's defense for doing a Nazi salute autism?
I hope so.
That's where you would need the defense.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't think he meant to do a Nazi salute, though. I didn't realize there was going to be people that actually thought he was like sending that messaging out there.
Yeah, it just was really weird. Like I've never seen someone hit it that hard.
You get it on podcasts sometimes by accident when you're like describing angles of certain things.
Well, he tried to use there's like a graph of like Obama and Kamala Harris and other people doing, because if you're talking and you freeze frame is one thing, but to like put ass into it.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Can you pull up him going on stage? If you actually go to his Twitter or X account, he'll just show his speech. And we don't even have to get to that part because the way he walks on stage and gets hype, to your point, the zoomies, as you would call it, is actually insane. Like there you go. It's this right here. I mean, just look at this. We don't even need audio. If you are listening audio only, I don't even know how to describe what he is doing. He's got a herky jerk motion going on. He's kind of double stroking. He then goes, wow! He does like the full Howard Dean.
He's just so happy.
He's fully, yes!
I really hate his fucking guts, though.
Yeah.
It's funny that he reposted that, and the original poster was Autism Capital.
Yeah, see, exactly.
He stole that from an account called Autism Capital, and he posted it just like totally genuinely. That's silly.
Yeah, I mean that's what's happening.
I really don't like him. I really want to just give him a knuckle sandwich or a wedgie or something when I see him do stupid stuff like that. He's always emoting. That's what the kids say, like in Fortnite.
Yeah, he's just going too hard. He would know that as a gamer. As a top percentile gamer, as he claims.
I've been seeing, I don't know if they're real or not, actually, now that I think about it. I get tricked a lot on the internet, but I've seen clips of him, like, using an alias and playing Fortnite with, like, teenagers.
Well,
have you seen these clips?
I haven't seen those clips, but are you aware of the whole gaming scandal that happened recently?
I don't think so.
So, basically, Elon claims he's a top like 5
like Diablo, right?
It's like something that's like the next level past Diablo. I don't know what the game is. I'm not a gamer, so I don't.
Super nerd stuff,
right? And he's like, I'm actually one of the top like 5% players in the world, and so he went on stream to like show it off, and it became very clear to everybody that he basically just paid people to grind a game for him, because to get this character as good as his is, you'd have to, even if you were high level, you'd have to be putting in 40, 50, 60 hours a week, which it would be insane if he was doing that. Yeah. And then during the gameplay, everyone was like, dude, a high level player would not let all these things, like he made all these rookie mistakes.
That's so funny. That's
so he's
like
lying.
When Hans Niemann beat Magnus Carlsen. Do you remember that?
No.
The chess players?
No.
You know Magnus Carlsen?
I don't.
He lost to a player named Hans Niemann, and he lost in such a way that they were like, he has to be cheating, and they accused him of putting a butt plug in his ass and getting like hints on what moves to do from a guy in the bathroom with like a computer.
That is the coolest form of cheating that I've heard of in my entire life, dude.
He's a good player, though. Magnus just beat him recently, and he's spazzed. You don't know about Magnus? He's the guy that wore jeans.
Chess, I think, is probably more your speed than mine.
Well, I'm not very good at it either, but that's what I've been spurging out on lately.
Have you?
Yeah, chess. I was just me and Andrew were just sitting in silence for about 10 minutes before you got here while I played chess on my phone.
Oh, I wasn't sure if you were gonna say you guys were like playing chess like in each other's brains, like just saying like, yeah, dude, like left rook to right, fucking.
No,
yeah.
but the good players could do that. They could play without a board.
Yeah, I was hoping that was your guys's. You can get this off the screen. I don't need to see
people with chess
Elon
talk.
anymore.
I'm sorry for hijacking that conversation.
No, I don't know. This, the listeners of this podcast don't get a lot of chess conversation. It's mostly me just going insane in my room about whatever the main news stories are.
Solo cast is crazy.
I enjoy it though.
You're probably good at it. I would be they would be 5-minute podcasts, and then I would get embarrassed and turn it off.
Yours would be.
But I wouldn't prepare either. I'm lazy.
That's the thing, though, is I do prepare because, like, and I also do it by myself. So that way, there have been times where I've talked for 15 minutes and then I've just been like, that's not good. I'm going to start over. That's
a nice luxury, though.
It is a nice luxury.
James does that too.
Yeah.
James does the solo cast, and he'll just edit the shit out of it.
I go through every single one, and I leave a lot, maybe more than I should in, but like in case I'm like, that 5 minutes sucked, I can just like get rid of it because I don't want to waste people's time. The benefit of the solo cast is that you can go further in whatever direction you're going. Like you can just go down a crazy mental path.
Yeah.
The downside is that the listener might be like, this dude's insane.
No, but I think that's what's appealing about it, right?
Yeah. I think a solo cast for you would be interesting, but it would fill a different like void for people.
Yeah,
like it would be
fall asleep podcast.
Yeah, no, that's exactly, dude. The Shawn Gardini nighttime cast, dude. The nap cast, and you just kind of like calm people down. You just explain chess to them.
Yeah, just bore the shit out of people.
There's a real need for that. Most people want that, dude.
I just had to quit my editing job, so I'll have a lot more time lately.
Why did you have to quit your editing job?
Because they couldn't give me insurance anymore. That was really the only.
Who were you editing for?
I'd rather not say. It was just like a corporate thing.
Okay,
that I was just doing
from
home
work
for 5 years.
So you had the corporate thing, and you work on Matt and Shane's pod.
Yeah.
That's solid. Are you okay without the corporate thing?
I'll be okay. I need to get insurance, which is going to be a pain in the ass, but I'll figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. When you get rid of the corporate job, it's so nice, though. Like
I'm excited. I think I'm going to hopefully be more creative and not just waste all the extra time I have. That
is up to you, my friend.
I know.
Like for the first 10 years of stand-up, I had a full-time corporate job, and it was recruiting, then tech sales, and then I got to work for a clothing brand, which was fun. It was kind of like creative. I could do editing and podcast shit, and I learned a lot of skills, which is great.
Sort of what I did.
Yeah, but then I took that time. I was always like, how could I get by without the money and insurance? And then I'm married, so that helps on the insurance front. But
maybe
I was able to take all that time that I spent working for the company and just put it towards my own stand-up shit. And like that's when shit changed,
Yeah, hopefully that happens for me.
It's up to you, brother.
As it is, but... Are you guys looking for a third in terms of insurance?
Dude, can you get insurance for a throuple?
I don't know.
Can you look that up? Can you get insurance for... Why not, dude? It's 2025.
Maybe I'll just marry a cop.
The dude who fucks my wife doesn't get insurance? That's insane, dude. We have AIDS. What are we supposed to do?
Yeah, true. We all have AIDS
we all
now,
have
but
AIDS.
we all don't have
need insurance, dude.
We all have chlamydia. We all need
This
insurance.
is what Luigi was talking about. Health insurance options for a throuple. I'm curious if there are any solutions for health insurance if only one partner has a full-time... These fucking liberals! If only one partner has a full-time job with benefits, but the other two partners have health issues.
What Reddit? Oh, polyfidelity.
I have full-time employment, decent insurance, and no health issues, but both of my partners have chronic health issues. That makes so much sense to me.
True.
Neither can work full-time to qualify for insurance, but we all live in the U.S. where healthcare is considered a privilege for the wealthy. Legally married to one partner, married before we met the third, so he's on my health insurance. I want to know the gender of the third.
I do.
But that still leaves out the third. Even if partner B and I divorced on paper to marry partner C, hey, that
I
would
like how they're
fix.
using math equation.
Yeah, dude, it's sex algebra. Partner C's health issues started before we met, and he's always made life work. Holy shit!
it's
it's a
dudes?
devil's thruple.
Oh, is it? It could be an
You're-
extra devil's throuple.
You
They
think
could
it's-
all be guys.
They definitely all have AIDS.
Oh, Lord.
Wait, you think it's 3 dudes?
I mean, you know,
that
well,
makes
if
sense.
it's the woman, you know, the woman. So if it's
If the
not 3
wo-
dudes, the woman is the one with health insurance and
Yeah.
a full-time job. Which
That's the most
adds
modern
another
shit.
wrinkle. Yeah.
I've heard of in my entire life. I
You
genuinely
appreciate
hope
that
that
in a
it's.
way.
I genuinely hope this is 3 men. Because if it's a woman carrying
A woman and 2 of the coolest dudes of all time.
You're 2 chronically ill, sick dudes
Yeah,
just
just horny
drilling
bastards.
one woman, dude.
I like to think they were friends before they met her too.
Yeah,
And they were like, "Let's
The
find,
boys.
let's find."
and they just meet in the hallway every night, and they're like, "Do you want to play NFL Blitz?"
That'd be crazy. This is gonna be me and Lemaire. We're gonna have
Yeah,
to
it
find a sugar mommy to get us health insurance. Or just a nice old lady or something.
I could absolutely see that, dude. You and Lemaire, a nice old lady.
Yeah, I think I've heard stories of that being propositioned before. Not to Lemaire specifically, but the old lady sugar mommy thing.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you?
No.
Our other handsome friends it's happened to before.
Yeah, I'm either not hot
wonder if I'm allowed to
enough,
say.
the marriage is throwing that off, or I don't think I give out like
Oh yeah, you're married. I forget.
I'm married, so there's that. I also don't think I give out like baby deer energy. So like there's a lot of like, people don't look at me and they're like, we got to help that guy. You
Yeah,
know?
that's fair.
So
I
so
think I
therefore
might
it
be
rarely
quite the
happens.
opposite, but I don't get any propositions. Also, when people talk to me, I normally get frightened, so
Yeah.
I normally get off put.
Yeah. Anytime anyone's talking to you, you've
for the
chosen
most
quite a
part.
career path.
Yeah. Oh, whatever.
The last time, so you bring up Lemaire, you two have a lovely relationship.
Yeah,
Although I
miss
think
Lemaire.
last time, where is he?
He just got back from the road. I'm excited. I'll probably see him tonight.
That's exciting.
Mhm.
Last time that we hung out here in Austin, you guys were in a famous fight.
We always get into fights, dude.
It
That's
was
what
the
brothers do.
it was the Pasta Alfredo fight.
Dude, that might have been a big fight for you, but that wasn't even.
It was
in
a
the
big
top
fight.
five
It
for
was a
us.
big. It was like it was a night
I
long
forget what we
qualm
fought about.
surrounding. Like was it chicken Alfredo? I don't know.
He made it right, and he was like insisting that it was good, and I was insisting that it wasn't good.
No,
And-
you were upset. The main
that he didn't.
the root
invite
of
me
the
to-
quarrel
Oh,
was
I
that he
remember
didn't
this
invite
now.
you, and then he thought that you wouldn't want to be invited, and you were like, "Of course I want to be invited to chicken Alfredo. Why wouldn't I want that?" And he's like,
Yeah.
"I don't know. I didn't think you'd want it." And it was a true like married level fight.
Yeah, we'd have those often.
Yeah,
That's just what happens with brothers.
it's beautiful sometimes when you can connect that way with another man, and
I appreciate it, but now I haven't seen him in a week, so we probably won't fight for a while.
you think
We'll
you'll
just have hot ass sex. We're all pent
try
up.
and get that health insurance,
Yeah.
dude.
No,
Do you think
I've
you could
totally
do a
forgot
throuple?
about that. No, absolutely not.
No. Do you think anyone can?
I'm sure there's people that could convince themselves that it's a normal way of life that they're, but to me, maybe I'm just an old-fashioned kind of guy, but I have no interest in that, and I wonder if I think I'm more, the open relationship thing is more normal to me than the throuple. Doing it in silence, or cheating is more
Right.
normal than an open relationship to me. And then an open relationship is more normal than
That's
a
the
throuple.
scale of normalcy is like solid relationship, cheating,
Yeah.
open relationship, throuple.
Yeah. That's just how I feel. Sorry if that goes against your way of life, but
I don't.
do you think I'm wrong?
No, I think a lot of people would agree with that. I think that the open relationship is here to attempt to solve the problem of cheating.
Yeah.
But I think the problem with the open relationship is in every case where I've seen it happen, it's become a thing, and it's a thing that everyone talks about very much, and it's like, this is different, this is how we saved our relationship, this is like, it's so different, it may not make sense to you, but it makes sense to us, and you got to let us live. And then without a doubt, there will be a social media post 1 year later being like, we've decided to end our ethical our ethical partnership and explore other paths. And then one of those people will meet someone and then get fucking married and not be in an open relationship.
That's always seems how it goes. And this is sort of like maybe tired subject, but it's never gonna be even if you're the hottest guy ever. Maybe that's more fair.
Yeah.
But the girl's always gonna get more options than the guy.
Yeah.
And then she has to politely turn down suitors while you're on the hunt for them. That just doesn't seem
I just think that the emotional labor that would be required for it to work, like, I just think that as much as I could pretend like I was okay with it, like, I could be, let's say I wanted to do it, and it's like, all right, I'm on the road, I can do whatever I want in this town, but I know that my wife can do whatever she wants in our town, and then I'm all night with a pit in my stomach going, hey, how was your night? How was your night? Did you have fun tonight? Did you have... And then you're wandering around wanting to die.
It would kill me, dude. That's what I couldn't deal with that.
The pit in your stomach when you feel like something's wrong or you have like a jealousy or like you literally can't live with it.
Yeah. I'm getting better with that, but I'm also a very jealous man, so
I think that
I would not be able to deal with that.
Yes, and
it would just start fights that have nothing to do with it.
A lot of fights.
Yeah.
Every fight
would have everything to do with that, but it would be about like the dishes or something.
Yeah,
and then it would explode and unravel.
Yeah,
so
I'd be like, hey, can I have a bite of your pizza? I go, oh, so just pizza's everyone's pizza, huh? Are we all just going to eat off the same fucking tray? Just all going to get our mouths slopping over this fucking slice of pie? That's what we're going to do? You fucking whore!
I'm sure it works for people, though. I guess
think
maybe
does.
I'm just not that sort of person.
I think it does. But I think it works. I'm not an expert in this, so neither of us are. We're both talking out of our ass.
I'm an expert in this.
I think the most interesting conversation about open relationships comes from people who haven't been in one.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I think for me, it's a thing that works for a period of time, and that means either you're open together for a period of time, and then you move on to other people, or you open it up for a while, and then at some point you shut it back down. And I know people who have done that, and they're now getting divorced. But
I've been
that's neither here nor there. It's a completely different issue as far as I understand it.
I'd been involved in something like that before. I wasn't the boyfriend, though. I was just the man on the side.
Oh, you were side man.
But I wanted no involvement. I didn't want to hear anything about it. I didn't want to. And then, you end up liking this person. It's like, oh, well, now,
Yes, I was going to say Sideman's the real beneficiary here if Sideman really is just trying to smash and leave it there. But then...
Yeah, but I'm a lover boy.
Yeah. So, and it also gives...
But it worked out good, with this,
Did it?
It wasn't a disaster.
Right. So how did it end?
It just faded away.
Yeah. Like you just stopped hitting her up, or...
I'll tell you the real story after the podcast if you want to know more about it, but...
I'll put that in. I'll do a solo cast at the end, and I'll share Gardini's story by myself, and I'll just
whisper the whole thing,
redact the
it's a secret.
I'll do an ASMR. So anyway, me and this girl were. I really liked her a lot, and
yeah, well, I love all. I love everybody. So,
I think what you were talking about jealousy. I think people. I have in the past been in situations that weren't right, which caused me to feel jealousy and feel like a different person. And then I think that it's very relationship specific. You can end up in a relationship that's a lot healthier and then not feel that. And the reason I bring that up is like when I have single friends, a lot of times, not that you're doing this, but they're like diagnosing their own like, well, I'm this way, their own like inadequacies over the course of a bunch of relationships. And I'm like, yeah, but a lot of those go away once one like kind of works.
I see. Well, that's reassuring.
Yeah, in my opinion, in my experience.
I hope you're right. I think you're probably right. I don't try to diagnose anything about myself.
That's good. I think that's very
about
healthy.
Absolutely nothing.
Is that true? I feel like I feel like you're thinking about shit all the time.
Well, I do think about shit, but when it comes to like all these sorts of existential questions and bettering myself, I really don't even consider it.
You don't consider anything in the realm of self-improvement.
No. Well, depend. If I fuck up really bad, I will for a little while.
Otherwise, you're like just trying to vibe.
Yep.
I have the opposite approach.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you don't seem that way though.
Well,
Maybe I don't seem this way.
Well, I don't like.
First, seem like a dweller.
I'm not a dweller.
I sort of am a dweller at times, but
no, I'm not a dweller at all. But I feel like I spend a lot of time in the pursuit of trying to be a better person, like in terms of like working out or stand up or in relationships or whatever. Like I am trying to make myself a better person because I find that when I'm being a better person, I have less negative feelings. Yeah, so I'm in the self-improvement realm, but I don't like sit around and beat myself up like about shit. It's usually just like trying to eradicate things that make me feel like shit about myself.
Yeah. Oh, I think I guess that's sort of what I do too in a way. But you don't spend a lot of time thinking about like God or like what it all means. No, I'm trying to be as present as possible.
That's a religious philosophy. I'm a
very religious man.
That's that's Buddhist.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
Living in the moment, dude.
Yeah.
There's a book, Eckhart Tolle. It's a book like, do you know this book, Andrew?
It's like a bunch of communist gobbledygook.
It's like it's all about like living in the moment and being present. Could you look up what it's called? Because I'm an idiot. It was a book that I read it, and it was like so mind-blowing and so good that I got like 20 pages in and I was like, I can't integrate this into my life. This is too much.
That's how I feel whenever
The Power of Now.
Oh, okay.
This is a great book, and it talks about how like the only thing that you need to do is like live in the moment, like that's spiritual enlightenment, but obviously it's very hard to live in the moment, and then it challenges you with how much whether or not you think about it, you're living in the past or present, and how you need to be constantly present in every moment. And I read part of it and I was like, I'm not doing all that.
I don't have a good brain, man. I think I'm from like ditch digger stock,
You think so?
So I don't think
you think you're just supposed to like keep it chill and like find a turnip every once in a while and get hyped?
I think I'm too stupid to like worry about this kind of stuff.
Interesting. How old are you?
27.
Yeah. Yeah, have you ever done like a crazy, like had a psychedelic, like holy shit, I'm in another realm sort of vibe?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I always come out feeling better from those.
Yeah.
But never in a way where it's like me setting out to do something like that. I normally just end up taking drugs and stumbling upon these revelations. Yeah. But I'm not like seeking them.
Yeah. That's a great way to be. Like living in the moment and letting things come your way, some would say that's advanced.
I hope so.
Maybe
It make me feel like a whiz kid.
Yeah, maybe you've come back and you're an advanced spiritual being. It's possible, dude.
I don't think so. I think I was like a ditch digger or something in a past life.
Do you believe in past lives?
No. But just like my genetic build,
right? Your genes are
a serf.
Yeah. What's your heritage?
I'm Irish and Italian. So
I mean, you were digging some fucking ditches, brother.
Yeah, and I'm happy this way.
Yeah,
I've been happy lately, but you've also seen me just filled with hatred.
Well, I mean, I get back. I'm here in Austin.
I also I love everybody, and I hate everybody.
Yeah, you're more complex than I think you even think about. Yeah, we're here in Austin, as any listeners can tell, because we're in a different studio, and I have a guest. But I did all my shows at Creek in the Cave. Thank you to everyone who came out.
They were
sold
fantastic.
out, first sold out weekend.
That was so awesome.
Man, thank you. I'm very pumped about that. And Austin really holds it down. But what was interesting is I was on I'm fired up. I like had a victory beer at the hotel bar by myself. I was like, I'm gonna enjoy this. I walk back to the Creek. I meet up with you and Chris O'Connor, who's on episode 1 of this podcast.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I just pull up. I'm like, "What's up, fellas?" And Chris is like, "We're talking about how we're both filled with rage." I was like, all right.
But I enjoy the letting it out is so fun for me.
Yeah. But it was
Chris,
funny.
Chris is a little more serious.
Chris was literally like, I was like, Chris was like, I was like, that's interesting. I'm good. Chris was like, you have it. He was like, you have you're obviously filled with rage. I was like, I don't think so. I was like, I certainly don't center myself on that emotion. I try to focus on other things, but
I don't think Chris and I do either.
That's the thing so it became this whole like philosophical conversation where I was like, no, I think it's like, I'm not an idiot. Things piss me off, but like, I move on and I don't like center on it. And Chris is like, well, doesn't this make you mad? And then I'd be like, well, that does make me. Of course that fucking makes me mad, dude.
He does a great job.
And he's like, yeah, so you are filled with rage. I'm like, well, I don't think, compared to the average person, no.
Yeah.
But I'm not an idiot.
No, I don't think you're an idiot. I don't think any of us are filled with rage either. Sometimes it's just
Chris might be.
That's just the Irish in us.
Right.
Me and him are Irish. Well, I don't know. Are you Irish?
No, I'm like English. Yeah, I know. Oh, brother. Yeah, I'm a bunch of I did the 23andMe, so now they have all my data or whatever.
The Mormons
but it's like
have all your data now.
Is it Mormons?
I think they own Ancestry.com.
Oh, that's crazy.
Can we fact check that? Because someone told me that when I was drunk the other day, and I've been telling
Fastest
everybody.
way to find out if one of your 23 wives is your sister.
Yeah, true. That makes sense.
23andMe is just a marriage.
Yeah. They all have the same.
They do not own Ancestry.com.
Okay.
It's a private company that has collaborated with the Church of Latter-day Saints.
That's misleading.
On genealogical records.
Because I think we talked about this, or me and somebody else, maybe me and Chris talked about this actually. They have the largest genealogical library of information in the world. The Church of the Latter-day Saints.
How did they get that?
I don't know. I really don't trust these Mormons. They get really mad when you say that.
That you don't trust them, or that when you tell the truth about their data?
That's what I'm saying. When you just
what the fuck?
When you spread information about Mormons that they don't like, they get a little bit salty about it. And I'm sorry. I watched American Primeval, which was a really good show on Netflix. Did you watch the show?
No, I would watch it.
It's about like the Mountain Meadows massacres and settlers of the West in like the 1860s, 1859 or whatever. And basically, it's like the Mormons took Utah by force, which is like a semi-true thing. They were driven at. I mean, if you have Mormon listeners, which you do, they're always a couple in the woodwork.
That's good to know.
They're gonna get really mad at me for saying this, probably. So I'm sorry, but this is.
We're
fact.
Unmasking the Mormons right now.
Well, no, this is like historical fact. And,
sure.
And the argument is that we did the same thing, which is true.
It is.
When we slaughtered innocent people all across the West.
I didn't.
Not me
personally.
But,
I didn't do anything, but there were people who looked like me. But I wasn't. I don't even think my people were here.
I don't think so either. I don't think mine were. But what the heck?
So
Mormons were basically like taking Utah by force because they were driven out of, I think, Illinois.
Yeah.
Joseph Smith was executed.
Yep.
And then Brigham Young made himself the new prophet of the Mormon faith, which is crazy. I mean, they still run Utah.
Yeah.
Under this guise of like, there's a college named after this guy that just lied.
Yeah.
To tens of thousands of people. Tars looking at
allegedly.
Me. Are you a Mormon?
No.
Okay.
He could be though, right? He has a bit of a Mormon face.
They don't tell you unless they know they could trust you.
Wise
Guys is a great club, and I like Salt Lake City.
We love Wise Guys. Yeah, shout out.
I had a wonderful time in Salt Lake City. I made fun of Mormons. I called it a cult started by a pedophile, and they all laughed, and they had a good time. I said, the 5 old ladies in the front row, I said, does your husband know you're here? It's funny. That's good stuff.
All the people.
They have a good sense of humor.
The people who come to the comedy shows in Utah have a great sense of humor because I was out there with the soaking jokes. They love all
that
it.
Kind of stuff.
Now, Tar, can you type into Google, what are the Mormons planning with our genealogical data? I would like to see what AI says about this. Because now I feel like we're on to something.
I'm telling you, man. This stuff is crazy, and you sound like a fucking crackpot talking about it, but they like to make you seem like a crackpot too.
Let's hit this top link here.
I've heard that
they're obviously whitewashing this because this is newsroom.churchofjesuschrist.org. So let's be genealogy. The study. Okay, yeah, I know what it is. For members of the Church of Mormon, however, learning one's family history is more than just a casual endeavor. Latter-day Saints believe families can be together after this life. Therefore, it is essential to strengthen relationships with all family members, both those who are alive and those who have died. Now, this also, to me, makes sense in terms of polyamory. Because, like, at this point, it's like, if I'm just kicking it with my family, like, love my parents or whatever, but, like, let's throw a fucking banger. Like, let me get 25 bitches up in here. Like, every dude is just trying to throw the sickest party forever. I feel like they should bring back polyamory, no?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're still practicing.
I don't think they're allowed to, not in the U.S.
Not in the
Can you type
public
in,
light,
do Mormons practice polyamory anywhere on the globe?
I think it's sort of like a don't ask, don't tell sort of thing.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to hide extra wives, dog.
I think it's like fake, like ceremonial maybe.
Right.
Because they have the show.
Yeah, fucking right. No, Mormons do not practice
that's exactly what a
polygamy
Mormon
today.
would say.
That is what a Mormon would say. I bet the Mormons own AI.
This makes, the Mormons are going to get really mad about
big
this.
Fucking
They don't like
conspiracy,
being prosecuted. They don't like being talked about.
Yeah.
Which is suspicious in its own right.
100%.
But what I heard the other day from JT, the same guy that told me they owned Ancestry.com.
Okay, cool. Hey, it's a give and take. That's
they're
fine.
great candidates for CIA type agencies, FBI type agencies, because they don't drink, they don't party.
They're already FBI agents.
Yeah, so his whole gripe was that they've infiltrated our government, and he's like, people think the Jews are gonna run everything. The Mormons run everything.
It's an incredible
setup.
He's like, people think the Jews run everything. I got news for you, brother.
It's the Mormons. That's exactly
that
how
is
I
like the
phrased it.
reverse Jew, because they're like the most like modern Christian, right?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like the Jews are like, there hasn't been a
oldest.
prophet since like forever, and the Mormons are like, what?
He
There was a prophet on
he just
Tuesday,
died
dude.
a couple of years
Yeah,
ago.
he was just here. He knew your grandpa, and he fucked your grandma.
So this is JT's theory: is that they've already infiltrated our government.
They are the
and
deep
they have
state.
a bigger hand in everything than we give them credit for.
Holy fuck!
So,
it makes a lot of sense, and they're great. So yeah, they don't smoke, they don't drink. They're big organizers. They're completely built on following rules and being in large organizations
Extremely
and being like buttoned up and
community-based,
being like, oh, hello, hi, nice to meet you. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. They're mission driven. They've been sent on missions
Yeah.
to other places.
It's very suspicious, is all I'm saying. In the
It's a
Mountain
CIA
Meadows
training
Massacre,
ground.
that's what I'm thinking. In the Mountain Meadows Massacre
fuck?
is extremely disturbing because as they were pushed to Utah and they were basically given Utah by the United States government, or maybe that was after this, but they were in the process of getting control of Utah for all the Mormons, and they wanted to build a state called Deseret, which was like triple the size of what Utah is now, and then they settled on Utah. Deseret means like the bee. They compare themselves to bees, as in they all work together. And
Whoa.
but they were very advanced, like technologically for the time. Like they built like beautiful cities and stuff.
They were underdogs.
because they have
dude.
a lot of gold, I guess they have, and money at the time. And
Sure, we're not talking about the Jews.
well, that's their defense. Where they're like, you would never say this about. I've gotten into. Someone
Right.
got really mad at me.
They would say you'd never say this about the Jews.
if you wanted a career in showbiz, and I say you must not listen to me talk on podcast, buddy.
Hey, honey, showbiz is in Austin now. We can say whatever
We can say whatever
about
the hell
anybody.
we want.
Retard.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be
No.
rude.
We're kidding. No, you're not being
I'm
rude.
joking.
You're not being rude. I think it's important. Like, people listen to this show first and foremost because it's all fact-based news.
I'm probably getting a lot of this stuff wrong too.
No. You're not getting anything wrong. We here at the Joey Show specifically are here to uncover conspiracies
Well.
with 100% truth. And we today have stumbled upon something that will change the fabric of America. Hey, you Mormon fucks.
Oh, dude, they're not.
Yeah, you Mormon fucks. Pull your dick out of your eighth wife and listen to me right now. Yeah, might as well pour yourself a can of Coke. Is that crazy? Is that crazy? Let your hair down, because your days are numbered. You gold collecting deep state fucks. Your
Those
days are
all
numbered.
That's Joey Avery, not Shawn Gardini.
And that is a quote from my guest, Shawn Gardini. That's a paraphrase.
I do not like them.
In case you...
I will come out and say that. From the bottom of my heart, I do not like them. And I met plenty of Mormons that I do like personally, but something about them just really gives me the heebie-jeebies, and I think they're up to something, and they're not letting us in on it.
I don't think you, like, setting aside the obvious truths of the Mormon conspiracy that we've uncovered here and the rabbit hole that America's about to fall into that we've started here on this show, I also think just anyone, like, Mormons are, like, super nice.
They're the sweetest
and, like,
kindest people.
They are the loveliest.
I met so many nice Mormons in Salt Lake.
That's right. And I want to say also
like them.
To the Mormon people, we love you. And you're some of our favorite people. And we think that if the world was a little bit more like the Church of Latter-day Saints, and if we all really learned how to care and love one another and work together like bees, then the world would be a better place. So thank you, Mormon listeners, for listening to the program. That was me, Joey Avery.
Thank you. I love you.
But I think anyone with that disposition, like even someone who wasn't Mormon, like someone who came up to you and was like super nice and like totally, you would hate that person just out of the gate. You'd be like, that dude, something's wrong with that guy.
Something's up. I get suspicious pretty easily, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've met lovely Mormons in Salt Lake, but yeah, the history of the Meadows Massacre and
could you give us a little bit more about that history? It was just
basically just
brutal.
A party of settlers passing through Utah. This is my knowledge from the show, and I've watched some videos about the real history, but they've sort of melded together. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just settlers going through the West, passing through Utah. Mormons demanding permits to pass through Utah. Settlers not having permits because they don't need them because it's the United States, technically. And then Mormons coming back and slaughtering like a party of almost 100 people in the Utah territory. And they, sort of framed the Paiutes. They scalped the white settlers to make it look like Indians.
Whoa, that's a classic frame job. So here we have it. If you're just listening, the Mountain Meadows Massacre, a series of attacks during the Utah War that resulted in the mass murder of 120 members of the Baker Fancher immigrant wagon train. Massacre occurred in southern Utah territory. Made up mostly of families from Arkansas, was bound for California, traveling the Old Spanish. That's crazy. And then they scalped them just to frame the Paiutes that had helped them.
In the show.
Yeah, in the show.
I guess we can.
In
now.
the show, yeah.
It's a big thing.
Well, we talk a lot about how it's a horrible time to live because, like, TikTok is fucking with our attention spans. But it's kind of nice that I've never had to travel in a wagon with my family and been scalped by some Mormons.
Yeah, that would be so scary. Even, the engines are scary, too.
That's right, yeah. The whole concept of travel back then.
Horrifying. But I love watching movies about it.
Is that your favorite era to watch films about? You're kind of a settler guy?
Sort of. I like cowboy movies.
Have you watched what's the Kevin Costner one that he spent like a bunch of his life saving on? Wasn't that good?
It was pretty boring.
Yeah, I heard it was
I'm
slow.
still into it because I like that sort of shit. But
yeah.
It's like episode 1 and then it's all just exposition if I remember. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, I guess I gotta wait
just
for the next 3-hour episode to come out.
Yeah, that's tough.
I'm not gonna remember anything that I watched in this because I don't remember anything anymore.
Where did you grow up?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. Was that era taught a lot in schools and stuff? Because we had in California there was a ton because it was like all the settlers, like this is how California kind of got found. So we would do like the Spanish missions and then all the like Donner Party and all the people who came over.
Yeah, well, I don't remember so well, but I just remember learning about Plymouth Rock,
You guys just kind of stop at the East Coast shit?
Yeah, pretty much. We don't really learn about the other stuff.
These fucking pussies went out west to
we just
be
learn
influencers.
About, like, Philadelphia and Ben Franklin and the Liberty Bell.
Yeah.
And we go there every year, look at it.
I've never looked at it. Is it a nice look?
It's pretty good. It's in like a glass box.
Right. That makes sense.
Got a big crack.
Are you a Donner Party guy much at all? Have you?
No, I know they ate each other, right, or whatever.
That's right. Yeah.
That's bad.
They got stuck in like a pass. So I've camped at Donner Lake, and so I've
Is it like haunted?
Well, probably, but I didn't see any. Ghosts don't fuck with me. I don't fuck with the soup. Nah, dude. I was at the Driscoll all weekend, and everyone was like, "Dude, that hotel's haunted." That's not 1208, not my room. Ghosts don't fuck with me because I don't fuck with them. I don't invite. I don't fuck with that shit. I like. Maybe they exist to you, but they know it's kind of like, you know, when like a cat's annoying you, and then you just kind of have to fucking lay down the law. You're like, hey, fucking let them know, dude. What's up? Mm-hmm. I let animals and ghosts and all sorts of supernatural. I'm like, that's not me. You go find someone else to fuck with, bro. I don't need that.
You do your shit. I'll do
yeah, dude. If you want to sit here and like creep out an old woman or like a man in a sleeping cap or whatever fucking ghosts do, cook.
That's your business.
That's your business. I'm trying to get REM sleep. I'm a businessman. I got emails to send tomorrow. What's your fucking problem, bro?
I like that a lot.
Yeah, dude. I just don't. I don't have it. All right. What are we?
Get scared.
We're getting close. Okay. We go.
Oh shoot.
6:30. Yeah.
It's flying.
Mm-hmm.
40.
Okay. Yeah, so like 10 minutes and then we can go. Well, this has been really illuminating. I think
I've been yapping. I'm sorry. I've been yapping.
What are you talking about?
I've just been sharing false facts about historical
Sean, I don't know if you understand what a podcast is.
Well, no,
a podcast is sharing misinformation that is fun as entertainment, and then people taking it as a way to get knowledge.
Okay, well, I just hope they don't get mad at me.
Well, they might. And then you'll really have a problem on your hands, because now all these really nice people are going to come up to you and be nice, and that's going to piss you off the most.
Well, I hope not. I feel like maybe we could put a button on it with the Elon stuff and the bear and stuff.
Yeah.
So we started with that, and
I guess
took us right to chess, and then we went to Mormons, and
I'm really happy with the arc.
Okay.
I think the Mormons, like, the news cycle that's going to surround the Trump inauguration is going to be well covered and probably relatively annoying.
Fair.
I think what's going to be, I'm just kind of stuck on the Elon thing, because for you, like what you said earlier, it's like, do I think that he woke up this morning and was like, you know what what would make everyone's life easier, and you know what I believe in so much that I want to do it, is I should rip a sig hail at this event.
Yeah, send out some dog whistles to the skinheads.
And when but the problem is when, like, it always hits different when it's like mixed with, you know, taking over a platform and amplifying some stuff that has empowered those groups and genuinely firing those groups up is kind of unfortunate.
It seems just like it's not a good phrasing, but too good to be true in the terms of getting, like, they've been calling him Hitler forever.
Right.
Why the fuck would Elon Musk do that? Maybe he got like a check from the DNC or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Here's my little tinfoil hats on again, though.
The thing that I keep coming back to, and I forget who said it first, it was I think it was Dave Chappelle talking about it, but Dave Chappelle brought Elon Musk out at, he had a show at the Chase Center where the Warriors play, so Bay Area, and he brought Elon Musk out, and this was before Elon Musk was like a hard right, like Trump guy.
Yeah.
And he brought him out on stage, and everyone booed him. And it's like a lot of people have, or maybe it was Dave was talking about it. Someone was talking about how that was kind of his like moment.
Yeah.
Where it was like, okay, fuck you, fuck you, then fine. And like all these public figures, billionaire or not, I think are very fragile people and are like looking for an area where they're going to be loved. And no matter how much money he has, he's really wants to be cool, and he's simply not capable of achieving it.
Yeah. And Zuckerberg's doing a good job, though. He should take notes from Mark.
Because Mark's like shredded now. And he
like does jujitsu or whatever. He wears a chain and has like a lined up beard, and he looked at the lady's tits yesterday.
That was nice. That was a nice touch.
He's doing a big swing right now.
He's doing a big swing. He's coming online.
This could all just be manufactured too. I'm not completely ruling that out. That
For
all
whom?
of this stuff they know. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But all this stuff, they're like Mark Zuckerberg, you have to look at boobs because that's going to increase your likability among young males from 18 to 30. And then Elon, you have to do a Sig Heil because, I don't know, piss off the libs or something like that.
Yeah. I think that
It could just all be a big dog and pony show.
it could. It certainly could be. It certainly could be.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, I
but-
think anytime you've worked at a large organization, you start to have less and less faith with how effective people are at doing things, and that it's more likely that people
Yeah.
just act. And then
That's the other
we're
thing.
all sounding more and more schizophrenic because, like, what's the one thing that the dude on the street always says is he's like, well, you really know that Elon Musk is connected to Zuckerberg and they all planned that, and no one just looks at boobs anymore. No one looks at boobs anymore.
Speak for yourself, bro.
And yes, hey, come on now. Hey, come on now. Got milk? You do. Sup?
There are good memes though. They were saying they were gonna milk AOC.
Who?
Did you not see these alt-right
No.
accounts being like, "We're gonna milk AOC"?
No, but you know, AOC hit a crazy one.
That's rude though, too. By the way, I don't.
Will
I
you
would
go to
never say something
AOC's
like that.
Instagram because she hit? This is a video that I was watching on silent during the like halftime one of the football games, and I was not expecting her to hit this. Yeah, just click out of this.
Did she do a Sig Heil? Too?
No, you can just click out, and then it's the one in the middle here, and add volume. You'll have to click it right away.
Oh,
you
gotta-
can't. Oh shit.
Watch your phone.
She
number.
hit. Yeah, no worries. No
Your
worries.
phone
Thanks for doing
number's on the
that.
screen, just so you know.
Yeah. I'll cut that out. Yeah, just hit this one. I wasn't expecting her to go this route.
Oh,
Hit
wait.
the volume button.
We need these.
Yeah, but take it from the top and then hit the. No. You have to click the. See how it's muted there?
The little
Yeah.
joint.
Celebrate rapists.
Okay, well that's the hook right there.
What kind of messaging is that? You're telling me.
Yeah. So
Congresswoman,
listen
are
to
you
this.
going the inauguration? Congresswoman, are you going to the inauguration? Are you going to the inauguration? Let me make myself clear. I don't celebrate rapists.
I was like, oh my God.
Me neither. That's why I didn't go too.
And so that's why you didn't go as well. Yeah, that one was comedy. One of the main, as you know, one of the main elements of a great joke is surprise. And I was watching that and I said, woo! I knew she was going somewhere, but I didn't have that on my bingo card. That kind of fired me up. Last thing I'll bring up, and then we'll get out of here so we can get to the ship. Did you watch
Mamacita.
Dave Chappelle's SNL
Oh,
monologue?
I'm sorry.
It's amazing.
I've heard it was great.
That's all that I would say is like it was the perfect like Chappelle level of like insightful. It feels like he's just talking, but it wasn't like when he is just talking. Like the punchlines were all fucking there. And when he hits this segment on the Diddy parties, that is like just peak Chappelle. Such a fucking tight, incredible piece of comedy. So I would just say everyone check that out if you like.
you tell me?
stand-up. Yeah, I mean, I hate spoiling the jokes, but it's already out there. So I would say watch it, but if you want
And
me to
then if you
butcher
wanna
it,
watch
it's
it,
here.
yeah.
He basically goes, he's talking about the Diddy parties, and he's like, all my friends are like, you know about these freak offs? You know about these freak offs? I'm like, no, I don't know anything about them. And he's like, and all my friends look at me like, and then he's like, but I was thinking about it, and I was like, damn, I think I'm ugly. And then the
Yeah,
whole
oh, that's
thing
funny.
was surrounding how he's like, you know how horrible it is to find that out that all of Hollywood was having an orgy behind your back. And then
funny.
it builds from there and he keeps going, but
I
it's
heard it was great.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it because all my friends from New York were like, he's the best. New York's the best. And I was like, nah, Austin's the best. I won't even watch that crap. I'd
Is-
say stuff like that all the
Is
time.
that what was happening? Dave Chappelle lives in Yellow Springs, Ohio.
Well, you know.
Who are your New York friends? saying?
My friend Lev just wouldn't shut up. Do you know Lev?
Yeah, I know Lev.
Lev wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. He's always on Chappelle's dick. Lev, if you hear this, you already know I ain't lying. Lev is always like, New York is so good. The cellar's so good. And I'm like, miss me with that, bro. You can find me at the ship.
Dude,
You can find me at the Mamacita.
this
with the
shit
killers
is-
sharpening my blades. Pairing my weapons.
I am firmly in the camp that the Comedy Cellar is the best. Should I be booked there? And the Mothership is the best. Should I be booked there?
I love New York comedians. I just like getting in Lev's crawl.
Well, there's a really funny this has been happening in comedy forever. It's always been New York versus Austin versus LA, and I get this question all the time, and like people are always fighting about it. And the funniest thing is, it's really like, how is your comedy doing?
Yeah.
How is your comedy doing? Are you getting better in New York? Because guess what? I know some people that would improve by being in New York based on what they can get from New York. And I know some people that would improve by being in Austin based on what they could get in Austin. And everyone's like setup and what's going to be successful for their specific career is different.
Yeah.
Like, so.
No, that's the rational thing to
Yeah.
say. But I mean, they're always
It's way
making
more
fun
fun.
of me about being in Austin, so
Yeah.
I always make fun of them for being in New York.
Yeah, it's
a good thing to have with friends.
It's a very fun thing to have with friends. But if you're like a young comic listening, which by the numbers is probably who's left, you need to figure out what's best for you.
Yeah, and also just do stand up and don't like listen to podcasts or think about it too much, because everybody does that too much now, I think.
And there they go. Shawn Gardini, thank you for doing the show.
Thank
Anything you want to
I love
plug?
you. ShawnGardini.com, ShawnGardini.com, ShawnGardini.com. That's where all the tickets are. I'll be in St. Pete, Florida, and Las Vegas, Nevada pretty soon. And if you're in Austin, Texas, I'm at the Creek in the Cave every first Tuesday of every month.
And what's that?
Optimum Noctis.
And what's that?
The Gardini guarantee.
There it is.
Sorry,
it's
I
a
forgot
Gardini
about that.
guarantee. You almost didn't get one off.
Yeah.
Come see me on the road, joeavery.com/live. Everyone who came out in Austin, I fucking love you. First sold out weekend, and to do it in a place outside the Bay. So sick. You guys are the best. Come see me on the road. All right. See you next time. Peace.
God bless you.
Thank God I have a podcast.